Hey guys and girls.
Hi there.
Today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the new Reckoning, the Mass Effect 3 Reckoning DLC, and the new story DLC, the new Citadel DLC, which is coming out next week. So let's get to it anyway, let's get cracking. So first up, we wanted to talk a little bit, Dante and I today wanted to give our impressions a little bit on the new multiplayer Reckoning DLC. So this content came out last week. What day was it, Dante? Can you remember?
Free content, just on the Tuesday, I think.
On the Tuesday, right. It came out, it's all a blur last week. So the DLC came out on Tuesday, and of course, like all the other multiplayer DLC, it was free content. And so far, I really like it. I think it's a really, really good content. It's really nice. Basically, it contains, if you don't already have it, but most of you probably have, but it already contains 6 characters. The Cabal, the female Turian, kind of an Edie lookalike character, an Awakened Collector, which sounds awesome, the Geth Juggernaut, Talon Mercenary, and the Krogan Warlord. It has 7 new weapons, new equipment, and weapon mods, and that is all free.
Yeah, some of them are quite fun.
Yeah, and it looks really great. And also, which was really fantastic, was I downloaded the content, and as soon as I booted up my Xbox and turned on Mass Effect, there was a lovely gift pack. And do you know what I got in that gift pack, Dante?
Do tell us, do tell us.
A Krogan Warlord.
Oh yeah, hammer time.
The best gift ever, the perfect first character to begin with. So I love him. Yeah, I've been playing with him pretty much since I got him, and he is a great, great character. So yeah, so my impressions on him. So he is hard as nails. He is so frigging overpowered. He's huge. He's like a tank. He's like a tank. He's so crazy. His health, like I've got him maxed out basically to like full health and shields. His health currently is like 1,700, and his shields are like 2,125 or something. He is just a beast. Like, there is no way you can take down this tank. Well, probably you can, but like, he's just so overpowered and incredibly hard. And yeah, his health and shields are fantastic. He's got his hammer. Friggin' love his hammer. It's so awesome. He's got like a biotic and electric hammer, and basically you switch between them. And you want to like fry people and electrocute them, you know, boom, your electric hammer. And I just make it go for radius, so it just strips shields and electrocutes people and stuns them. And you want to take out like, you know, armor and stuff. You've got your biotic hammer, which just basically does damage. And he's pretty much just a melee, manic, crazy Krogan.
Very heavy melee based.
So,
and I think just like smash
melee.
nemesis in like one hit.
Right, it's such a heavy melee. You just squish, squish. It's just so much fun. So he's really powerful, overpowered, and really crazy. He does have a couple of downsides though. One thing is he is still vulnerable to sync kills. I don't know how. But he's still vulnerable to sync kills. So somehow a Banshee can still pick him up.
Skewer him.
No matter how big he is, he's still vulnerable to sync kills, which I think is a bit unrealistic.
She's
but
using
whatever.
biotics, obviously.
I suppose you gotta have some weaknesses. The other weaknesses, because he's so big, he can't take cover.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. It's
impossible for him to take cover. But I mean, that's why his health and his shield is so overpowered.
I've heard you have to kind of do a bit of a run to do the normal Krogan heavy melee headbutt.
Yeah, to do a normal heavy melee, you have to basically charge at them as you're meleeing. If you're you're still, he'll just do the hammer. He'll just do the hammer. So you actually have to be running. So it is a little bit of like, you know, finesse. I wish you could like run and hammer. That would be friggin' epic. And not only down, but you could like, you know, sweep it across you. So it's like some kind of like, you know, Sauron at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, where he just like knocks like 10,000 Reapers away or something awesome like that. I think that would be fantastic. But anyway, yeah, so that's the Krogan. I don't have any other characters. That's the only character I have so far. But there are like lots of really good characters in this. But the other 2 characters that I really, really, really want are the Geth Juggernaut and the female Turian. So Dante, what about you?
In my gift pack, I ended up getting the Talon Mercenary. So he's got like an omnibow thing which covers his melee. You tap it once to do a spread of arrows, hold it down to focus and lock on to shoot all 3 arrows in one direction.
Nice.
It's kind of cool, but then I did somehow pull off the female Turian and the ED clone lookalike character.
I'm so jealous. What's the ED clone lookalike character like? Is she good?
Edie, she bounces around, especially when you're like doing your dodges. She bounces around like a character off iRobot. iRobot. You're expecting
Seriously?
like Will Smith to pop up. Yeah, she's all like.
Oh my god! So
well
basically,
cool.
she's a can't touch this kind of character.
Kind of. She's a shotgun infiltrator. They've set it up like that, so it's rather than sniping.
Okay.
Yeah, they've spec'd it so you could go into.
Does she have some funny like one-liners like Edie does, or is she very like dry and straight down the middle?
A lot of them, it just feels like, same with the female Turian actually, it feels like they've used the female voices and just put the synthesizers, the auto-tuning over the top of them.
Okay. But I suppose Edie is unique, so
Yeah, well, you'd think she was unique in single player. She obviously got mass produced for multiplayer.
Yes,
but it's like, you can have the design. Stolen Cerberus tech, it'd be great. But the main thing about Edie's, one of her powers, because she's got cryoblast as well as the cloak, which is great for debuffing them and freezing most mooks. But hover power, it's kind of like an ops pack. Basically, turning it on at any time, it lasts for so many seconds, giving you a few buffs. But if you go down, get totally KO'd at that time, you instantly revive. It's like free Medigel.
Nice, that's kind of wicked. That's cool. So basically, you're liking the new Reckoning DLC then?
Yeah, like with female Turian, the whole poisoning idea is quite cool. I like the new.
Cool. Alright then, so anyway, let's move on, because we don't want to keep this video too long.
Of course,
So let's move on to the Citadel DLC. So we want to talk a little bit about the story DLC that's coming out next Tuesday, March the 5th. And it's the last DLC in the Mass Effect 3 saga. So a little bit of information on it. So from the information that we've gotten from BioWare, from the main website and what they've said about it, we know it's set on the Citadel. And there's a sinister conspiracy against Shepard, and you basically have to uncover, usual clues and things to try to uncover this sinister plot and stop it. There's going to be combat sequences.
Style.
Right, Leviathan style. There's going to be combat sequences, so you're going to get to fight with your squad mates, which is quite nice, because I kind of missed that a little bit in Omega, although it was cool to have Ari in your team. It includes all the cast from Mass Effects 1 and 2, and Urdnot Rex. So the idea of having Urdnot Rex in my squad again sounds like so much fun.
That has been long desired by many players.
Oh my god, I've desired that since the first game.
Yeah.
I was so pissed off in Mass Effect 2 when he used to stay on the top of his pile of rubble and refused to help you. So I'm really psyched about having Urdnot Rex in my squad again. And basically, after you complete the main sequence, after you finish the conspiracy, save Shepard, yay, save the day. Yeah, then after that, you can chill and relax in the Citadel's Silver Coast Casino, Armax Combat Arena, and Shepard gets his or her own living quarters, which you can decorate to your heart's content, and you can relax in there with your friends and kick back your feet and have a beer. And what I do like is the fact that it's actually going to include cinematics, which I like in Mass Effect. Obviously I like gameplay, but I did miss a lot of the really good cinematics in terms of conversations with your squad mates and your love interest.
It was a lot of press button to hear next line.
Right, I hate that. I just get bored with it. Even though some of the lines are very amusing and very funny.
Yeah. Always good writing.
Always good writing. Not having cinematics, of course it takes up a lot more space, in terms of memory, and it takes a lot more time, but it is nicer. Okay, so in terms of the size, according to Mike Gamble, he tweeted that this is going to be 4 gigabytes in length, and that on the Xbox it's going to be split into 2 downloadable DLC packages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I do know, such as Xbox and other networks,
right.
have,
I think there's like a
size limit.
a 2 gigabyte limit, I think, on the Xbox for downloading. But so it's going to be split into 4 gigabytes. Now, does that mean this is going to be the biggest DLC? I don't know. I actually don't think so, because when you think about it, there's so many like cinematics, and if you've got it for all your friends and all your love interests, I mean, imagine how many possible love interests there are. There's like Ashley and Caden and, you know, Garrus and Tali and Liara and, you know, and so like I think most of that content is going to be the cinematics.
Yeah, and through normal gameplay as well, like with Rex, like if he's still alive, or Jack if she's still alive.
Right, if Jack's still alive, exactly.
It's like, so all that's adding towards.
Even though it's nice having, you know, a large 4 gigabyte size, I'm not too excited about the size of that.
Yeah, it's not a good indicator.
Right. So, I mean, I am really, I am excited for the DLC. I want it to come, but at the same time, I don't want it to come, because this is it. It's the final goodbye. It's the end of the Mass Effect 3 trilogy. It's such a sad moment. And this has been like the trilogy, the series that I have absolutely loved from start to finish. And this was the series that made me a serious gamer. So it will always have a very, very like, you know, strong place in my heart. And I don't want to say goodbye. I've loved these characters, like, you know, Garrus is like my best bud. And, you know, my shepherd, I love my shepherd, and I, you know, and Liara, and everybody, and Ashley, and everybody. I don't want to say goodbye. Rex, Tali, I don't want to say goodbye to any of them, you know. So I am very happy that there's going to be a lot more interaction, and that it's definitely more focused on your friends and your love interests. But at the same time, I'm going to be so sad. I will be shedding a tear or two, or 3, or 4, or 5, I know. I'm going to be bawling in tears. I'm going to have tissues by my side. Tissues on one side and chocolate on the other side. I know it's what I'm going to have to do.
It's going to be like the ending all over again, but with less rage. Maybe, hopefully less rage.
Oh god, no. Oh god, don't bring up the ending.
No.
Yeah, don't bring up that moment. That was a bad memory.
But then you just have to start a brand new game from number 1 and play it all again with different
I don't know whether I can. Anyway, that's another thing. So there's been some speculation on it, right? I mean, have you read some stuff about that, Dante? Like, some fans are hoping that it's going to be a post-ending. And of course, you know, some part of me hopes that too, because, you know, my shepherd, she chose the destroy ending. Technically, she survived, but I wanted a reunion scene with my friends. I wanted to kick back on the beach with Garrus and have a martini, and I wanted to reunite with Liara and have lots of little blue babies, right?
Yeah,
so yes, you know, having a post ending would be good, but it is impossible. It's not realistic, people. It's not realistic, because if BioWare were to make it a post-ending ending, right, ending DLC, they would have to choose a canon ending, which would be the destroy ending. So basically anybody that chooses synthesis or control, it's like a big finger up to you. Sorry guys, you chose the wrong ending. So it's just not feasible. This is one of the reasons why I think BioWare have shot themselves in the foot for Mass Effect 4 and any potential spin-offs in the future post Mass Effect 3 time period. Anyway, but I'm probably going to do a separate video on that later. So it's post-ending is not possible. But actually recently, Jessica Merizon and Chris Priestley have also recently tweeted that it is not a post-ending, it is a pre-ending DLC. Everybody's going crazy about this, but it's the only possible thing it could be, right?
Yeah.
And basically, Chris Priestley has said that it will take part any time after the first Citadel coup. That's the one with Udina. Right up until London.
K-Lang and stuff.
Right, K-Lang and stuff. Right up until London and on the Earth. Anytime basically in there. What he has said, which is very important to take note of, is if you want the love interest content in the Citadel DLC, you have to lock in, finalize, lock in your romance before you play the Citadel. So if you do Liara, that's basically the conversation where you say, yeah, being friends for me doesn't work anymore. I want something much more serious. And then Liara flirts back with you, and then you're all happy, right?
Yeah.
And then I think with Ashley and Caden, it's where you have a talk on the table. Basically, it's always on the Citadel.
Yeah.
It's the one in the Citadel where you have that romance.
Surely.
Right, exactly. So it's going to happen after them. Now, I think there are flaws with. Okay, the conspiracy, the story makes sense, right? But the whole thing after you finish it of like, chill out in the casino, shoot some people in the arena, and kick back in your quarters with your friends and have a beer. That, for me, is so flawed in its writing and makes me really skeptical about this DLC, because it's completely out of character. It's so inconsistent and out of character. My shepherd, and probably many other people's shepherd, there's a war going on, people. There are people dying. We're on a mission here to stop the Reapers. But you know what? Just you hang there, Reapers. You chill out. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to kick back with my buddy Rex here. I'm going to play some betting games with, like,
16 on black.
James Vega. And just the war away. Like, that is completely out of character. My shepherd would not do that. I mean, during the story, your shepherd's, like, falling apart because of this pressure of having to stop the Reapers. I don't think chilling out in a casino, shooting some people and having a beer are going to make your shepherd feel any better.
Yeah, it seems very, very out of place. It's almost like it's been made for the fans that did want a resolution after the ending.
Right.
But it's like, well, they've got to have it beforehand, but it's there for them if they want it. It kind of doesn't feel like it should fit in with the main story.
It really doesn't fit in with the main story.
It's there to please some fans that wanted what was missing.
The other problem that I have with this is it feels, again, like all the other DLC have felt this way after the ending. It feels friggin' pointless. What's the point?
Well,
it has no impact on the story, has no impact on the ending. Who gives a shit if I have quarters or if I rekindle with my love interest? Because at the end of the day, my quarters are going to get blown up to high hell. They're going to get covered in in the debris and remains of dead Citadel residents after the Reapers go and freaking gut them. And, I'm sorry, Liara, but you're going to get left maybe having to raise potentially blue babies if we did make babies on that last love scene, whatever. But you're going to be left alone to cope with that, because we're never going to have a reunion. My shepherd and Liara's never going to have a reunion scene. So this, for me, it just feels like it's going to be a bitter taste in the mouth and a bad way to end the trilogy, in my opinion.
You don't think they're going to work the new quarters somehow into the ending, going, that's in the Destroy ending, that's what you fell into, or something silly like that?
No.
You just think it's like, nah, it's
it's a waste. I can't see how. Like, if they add something a little extra into the ending, oh my god, can you imagine if they did that, like a little gold nugget, like just hidden in it? I'm like, hey guys, go and play. To have to play through that ending again.
Again, the whole
to have to play through it the first time when I did the extended edition was a bitch in itself. But to have to do it again, I don't know if I can do it again. I mean, potentially, maybe. So, are we gonna buy it, Dante? Are you gonna buy it?
Kind of same as with Omega. I do love the universe and story and everything that's in with this, so I will end up getting it, but there's no need for me to buy it at full price right now. Especially since I've completed it. When I start the trilogy again, I'll definitely get it, but if it comes up cheap in the meantime, I'll get it then. Right,
okay. So for me, of course I feel strongly about that there are flaws with the writing and the flaws with it, it being pointless. But I'm torn. I'm really torn, because I love the Mass Effect universe, and it's the very last DLC, and I bought Omega and I bought Leviathan, and it feels like it'd be really stupid not to buy the Citadel DLC. I don't know. It is my birthday month. If I get Microsoft points for my birthday, that might encourage me to buy it without any guilt. But I think I will play it, mainly because I think there are a lot of people like Dante out there who are very unsure about it, and I'm probably going to do a playthrough and I'll put it out there. So I'm giving some Microsoft points for you guys out there, so you can check it out and check it out and watch it and see whether you think it's worth buying it at full price or not, like Dante said. But yeah, I'm just sucker for anything Mass Effect, you know, so it's a really bad thing. It's a really bad thing about my personality. Yeah, they should have done their job well. I should be stronger. But personally, I am gonna buy it. I'm intending to buy it and do a playthrough of it. So anyway, so those are our thoughts on the new DLC story that's coming out soon. Any last things you want to say, Dante?
Rex is king.
Rex is king. That's a given. Rex is king. Right, he always is. Right, so I guess that's it for now then, guys. So let's bye for now, and we'll catch you guys in our next discussion or our next video. Bye, guys. See you guys later.
Johnny.
Have a great day. See you.